John King out of there.
The greatest football player in the world today, baby. Look at him, Jim Neidhart. Tell him, baby. Woo!
Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Well, listen, Ron Cheap Shot Mikhailovic, you're a bush leaguer. You're an NFL reject. You're a minor league sandlot player. Listen to me, my dreams have finally been answered because now I'm going to get a chance to show everyone out there just what kind of a stud I am. There's no upcoming match, baby. We're going to wear the helmets, the shoulder pads, the knee pads, the hip pads, the elbow pads, and we're going to get down and line up on each other, one-on-one, nose-on-nose, with a big line going across the ring. And the winner of the match will be decided upon who is left standing up. Wait a minute! So let me tell you something out there, all you chumps out there, you fans coming to see this match, you better bring a big lunch. A big lunch. Because, baby, I've been in the field 6 to 8 hours in 100-degree temperature and a few minutes with a Bush League player like Ron Cheap Shot Mikhailovic is going to be a piece of cake for the Anvil, baby.
It's going to be like a Texas tornado death match when you got. You go until one of you can't continue, and that's exactly what's going to be.
Yeah, that's it, huh, Jimmy?
Yeah.
One of us can't continue.
I think you like Mikhailovic, don't you, Russell? You are prejudiced. He is prejudiced, aren't you?
He's always trying to protect that chump. He's so great. You're so cute. You're always trying to protect that Bush League Memphis showboat.
This won't be the first time that you guys.
They're nothing. They're minor league. They're
We got a little tape that has to do with when you guys met before. Now, this will not be the first.
No tape. You can't run no tape out here of a match like that.
You watch it.
You can't run no you can't run a tape out here.
Watch Championship Wrestling Day, so we're going to show it to them again right now.
You ain't running that tape, man.
Not that tape. Why, Cheap Shot?
Well, you're going to. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Dave. That him out here calling Ron a cheap shot. You saw that cheap shot he took with that helmet in there after he got put down on it. I'll tell you one thing. He has not seen the last of Mr. Ron Mikhailovic of the Memphis Showboat. And here comes the big guy out here right now. Hey, Ron, good to have you here. And we were just talking to Dave about him calling you a cheap shot. I saw that cheap shot he hit you with that helmet, but you're going to have one on when you guys meet next time.
Not only is it a cheap shot and a big mouth, just keeps running it. I've been playing professional football now for 11 years. I played the NFL, I'm proud of it. I played in the USFL, I'm proud of it. I'm especially proud to be playing here in Memphis. I tell you, I might not be the best wrestler in the world, but I guarantee you I'm a heck of a lot better football player than this clown will ever think to be. And another thing, he's talking about bringing his lunch and make sure everybody does. I hope he brings his because I'm going to eat it.
Okay, Ron, listen, you understand now that when the line's drawn in the middle of the ring, you guys face off one-on-one. It goes until one of you can't continue. And that means there's going to be no time limit, no bells or anything like that. You'll have 10 seconds to get back to the line of scrimmage. When you start knocking heads, it goes till somebody doesn't get back up.
Well, the way I figure is this. I played for 11 years, and I've been checking out Neidhart. I don't think he played for 11 minutes. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to knock this guy out.
Okay, Ron, good luck.
And I just can't wait.
By golly, we're looking forward to seeing you. Thanks a lot. Ron Mikhailovic, and I'll tell you, he's quite a guy himself. What a contest that's going to be. We'll take time out. Be back with another contest of ours. Oh, just looking over the huge card coming into the Louisville Gardens Tuesday night. Boy, it is dynamite. We'll give you the entire thing in a moment. In addition to a football match, you're going to be having that big battle between Poffomania and the Rock and Roll Express International Heavyweight title match. Then you're going to be looking at a lash match. We'll be talking to Rick Rude about that in a moment. Big night Tuesday night, Jim.
The biggest, the greatest night of my life and the greatest night for the first family, baby. Look, King Kong Bundy, Rick Rude together. I'm about to lose my voice. I'm so excited. What are we going to do to him, baby?
There was a blemish on the record of King Kong Bundy, and everybody in Louisville, Kentucky, you saw Jerry Lawler go down, you saw him take a 5 count, and you saw the blemish removed. Now, Tommy Tommy Wildflower Rich, the international champion. The international champion should be a man that people can look up to, not somebody like you, Rich. All over the country your whole career, you've been coddled and given sanctuary by low-life promoters who pick just the right opponent at the right time. Well, let me tell you, Rich, this is the wrong opponent at the wrong time for you. You people are looking at the new international champion.
Ooh, Louisville Garden's going to explode Tuesday night. Well, here's somebody that's got more than just a match on the line, a last
that
match.
Microphone. Louisville, Kentucky, you've been a pain in my side for quite some time. And Jerry Lawler, you've been the same. Let me tell you something. You costed me something that meant an awful lot, Lawler. You costed me something I worked my whole life to get. You costed me the Southern title. And you people in Louisville, you just thought that was great. Well, let me tell you something, Lawler. I've got you in a strap match. And there's no way out, buddy. I'm going to beat you down. I'm going to beat you till you can't move anymore. And then I'm going to let Angel, yeah, that's right, Angel, the one you like to mess with, Lawler, I'm going to let her whip the skin right off of your back.
Hey, Ricky, that's right, baby. Lawler, like I said before, baby, it's going to be vendetta time for you. I promise you this. We're going to be ready, Russell.
Jimmy, it doesn't sound like you're going to be. Tuesday, we're going to see it. Okay, we're back, and by golly, something I want you to see is a piece of a match that took place, and this is not the first meeting either, but you'll see exactly the kind of intensity between Pop-O-Mania and the Rock and Roll Express. Let's take a look at this. Savage going after him. Lifts him up, but Rick, whoa, backflipped him over on the table. Savage slammed down as Rick Morton backflipped him out of the pile driver. He was the one that was doing the pile driving in there. Randy Savage fired into it. Lenny Popo. Oh, looks like we're getting all four of them involved here. Out on the floor goes Savage. Robert with a pin on Lanny, but the referee is out here with Rick and Savage. Angelo Popo gets in there. It's going to be a disqualification, and look at Rick Morton go on Angelo. Now the whole Popo family was jumping on Rick, but Angelo comes out of there where Rick had been beaten on him with a boot. Well, there it is. You saw it in the right. Yeah, I saw it.
There's really trouble now, Lance Russell.
Yeah.
They're in the danger zone, just like you are. Everything that I had against Jerry the Queen Lawler is nothing now. No, it's nothing. It's nothing. Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson are in the danger zone. You know why? Because they touched 6033, the Italian legend. And nobody does that. Nobody does that.
Who was in the ring first?
Nobody does that.
Okay, Randy, just take it easy.
I get a big message, man. Mafia style, yeah. The Italian legend 6033 will never be touched again. Not by the Rock and Roll Express, not by anybody. And when we get out of the ring and smash those two guys right there, I got something very, very important to say. You understand that?
Yeah, I hear what you
Don't make any mistakes, Lance Russell, because I want to see you live a long life. Not like the Rock and Roll Express.
You got a match.
Understand that?
Randy Savage, that's Sir Lanny in the ring right now. If we can get Savage up in the ring instead of out here trying to give us a heart attack. And we're ready for the introductions, Dave.
This is going to be a one-fall, 15-minute time limit. Total weight of 431 pounds. Over on the right of the screen, introducing from Memphis, Tennessee, Ken Raper and Jim Jameson. Going against them at a total weight of 471 pounds. From St. John's, New Brunswick, Canada, Sir Lanny Popo. And from Sarasota, Florida, the Macho Man, Randy Savage. One fall, 15-minute time limit. Jerry Calhoun is the referee, trying to get Savage down off the top rope.
High steel, man. That's Savage. He can run up. It reminds me of Dundee, the way he used to be able to jump. Woo! Right off the rope on top of Jamison. And we've still got the trunk of Serlantes in the ring. He's pushing it out now. And Jamison being mauled immediately by the Macho Man up in the air. He's hanging him for a suplex as he bounced him down.
Powerful suplex by Savage. He held him up there for 5-10 seconds before he finally just took him straight back on the mat.
Serlante going at it now. This guy will show you moves like you have not only have never seen, but you've never dreamed of. He can really get around that ring. A couple of big, tough athletes in Popo-mania. And, of course, Angelo Popo at ringside. Optimism, nobody is.
He is an instrument of torture. Lance, I have a very important point to make. It might be a simile or a metaphor, but I think you'll get the message, and you can relate it to the people. Listen carefully. Popo-mania has something in common with a degenerative disease called AIDS. In both cases, we are turning fruits into vegetables. Now, the Rock and Roll Express, because you have chosen to seek power by riding the back of the tiger, in other words, jumping on 6033, then you must pay the price, as Elvis Presley has paid the price, as Marvin Gaye has paid the price, as Janis Joplin has paid the price. All became extinct through their own undoing, and that is what Rock and Roll Express must endure. I am telling you as a threat. I throw poems of love, but in the ring right now is a declaration of war. Popo-mania shall bury the Rock and Roll Express. Read what it says. Rock and Roll
Express is dead. Boy, I tell you, they got a warped sense of looking at things as Lanny does his little hot dog move to get back into the ring. Randy Savage hanging one end, Lanny.
It took a lot of time and patience to make that banner, and it's symbolic, isn't it? It's symbolic of something that's really great.
Look at here, the Rock and Roll Express hit the ring. They go after Savage and Lanny Popo. They don't look very dead to me, Dave. They're banging pretty good.
Very much alive as they hit that ring and destroyed the banner that Randy and Lanny were holding up.
Savage out on the floor. Woo, look out.
Yeah, Rick Morton with a move of his own as he dived through the ropes after Savage on the floor.
Robert Gibson comes out and nails Lanny Popo while Rick Morton and Randy Savage are down. Referee Jerry Calhoun trying to get them separated. And the Rock and Roll Express they not only destroyed the banner, but they did a pretty good job on Popo-mania.
Confetti, baby. The party's over. If you don't want 6033 hurt, brother, take it back in the dressing room because it interferes in our matches. And nobody is going to do that again. We've been pushed around, dogged around, but no more. Rock and roll is here to stay. And Randy Savage, we'll drive you down the wall, brother. Come on and get on us. Anytime. We can sell it right now, brother.
Well, I don't think Savage, a crazy bull, leaped right over that desk on Morton. Lanny's back out. The referee, Angelo, coming out. Savage came firing in the studio, cleared that table right on top of Morton. Angelo's got a chair picked up there. Here comes Eddie Marlin, I hope so. As Gibson and Lanny Popo are going at it, Rick Morton and Randy Savage. And Eddie finally getting things quieted down. He's telling the Rock and Roll, you're not above being suspended either. I can understand their irritation because it was Angelo who in that match we showed you the clip of jumped up there. Thank you, Eddie. He hit him on the head first with a boot, and then when they got to them, Randy and Lanny took total exception that their daddy was abused after the way he had beat them around. Woof. Tell you what, let's just take time out and get out of here before any more of it gets underway. We'll be back in just a second. Hutchinson hop. Can you believe that'd be just like seeing the building come falling right now? So Randy Johnson got pinned, and King Kong Bundy came out the victor in that particular handicap match with Randy and David. What was that time?
2:03.
2:03. Okay, more action. We have got Rick Morton, Robert Gibson, and the Nightmares facing each other. We'll have that coming up in just a moment. Jerry Calhoun, that's what that is. But that music was for Rick Morton and Robert Gibson. They're in the ring, and we're ready to go with... Oh, Jimmy. Boy.
We don't need the music, baby. We don't need the music because Jimmy Hart, baby, has re-signed once again the Nightmares, baby. The Nightmares, the greatest team that was ever in the first family of professional wrestling at one time, baby. They held the Southern Belts for 6, 7, 8 months before they went to the European tour. Let me tell you something, Rock and Roll Express. We don't need the music. We got the Nightmares and Jimmy Hart. You kids better shut up saying, well, somebody's going to get hurt.
Well,
baby, we're going for the Southern Heavyweight Belts. We're going to beat these guys today, and that's going to put us in line for the championships. You watch this, pal. You watch it. The Nightmares are back, baby.
Jimmy Hart and the Nightmares. Well, we've always said, Dave, that never has any team beaten the Nightmares with ease. They've lost some, but boy, I'll tell you, they scrap.
It's going to be a match to the expiration of time. Introducing at total weight of 422 pounds from parts unknown with their manager Jimmy Hart from the first family, the Nightmares, and going against them at a total of 437 pounds from Nashville, Tennessee, Rick Morton. From Pensacola, Florida, Robert Gibson, the Rock and Roll Express. Match to the expiration of time. Jerry Calhoun, the referee, trying to get them sorted out so we can get this one going.
Rick will be starting. Nightmare number 1 will be starting. And here we go. Jimmy Hart at ringside.
Nightmare number 1. You know, the Nightmares, neither of them very tall, but they make up in what they don't have in height. For speed, agility, and tactics.
Yeah, it's an interesting pairing here because Rick and Robert, very fast team, and they're going against a team that's just as fast as they are.
Did you tell the people how cute Rick and Robert look with the little spandex pants, huh?
No, I'm sure you probably wanted to do that, Jimmy. Any chance of getting you to go over and sit down and let us do the broadcast here?
How much money do you have? Huh? For money, I'll do anything, baby. For money, I'll do anything.
Yeah, I got that. Hey, I'm glad to hear it. Admitted it right here on Championship Wrestling. Boy, you heard it right from the mouth.
Robert Gibson with the body slam on a Nightmare. Boy, I love to watch the teamwork by Rock and Roll Express. That was a double team. Questionable legality, but wait a minute. I'm sure we're going to hear that right
fist.
now.
You tell me.
That wasn't a fist. It was a forearm. It looked like from here, Jimmy.
Russell! That was a fist.
Beginning to sound like you.
That was a fist, baby. See, that's why you wear glasses and I don't, Russell. I'm telling you, through a fist, man.
That was a drop kick that the Nightmare got hit with by Rick Morton. Here's Robert Gibson. Leaps over the top rope after the tag and goes to work on Nightmare number 2. Look at him tag in and out.
Hart's right about one thing. If they could manage a win over the Rock and Roll Express here today, it would certainly put them very prominently in that title picture.
Yeah. Definitely would give them a shot at that. Rick Morton backing Nightmare number 2 into the turnbuckle. Referee wants break. Rick Morton fires him across the way. Rick flying head scissors.
Call for a break. Call for a break. And what did he do? What did he do? Tell me.
He broke.
Oh, come on, Russell.
Yeah, after a fashion. Jimmy, you're not going to get any concessions out of us, not after all the headaches you've given us.
Over the years, you're right. He did break. He just threw him across the ring first. Rick Morton waiting as the Nightmares make a tag. This is Nightmare number 1. 2 minutes, 45 seconds into the action. Back in the corner, the Rock and Roll Express makes the tag. The double upper arm. And
Don't
the
say it, Jimmy.
Nightmares-
It was a double team.
Double
I
team.
saw it. Okay.
Yeah. Robert Gibson, rolling arm lock, put the Nightmare down, tags Rick Morton.
Look at that.
Rock and Roll in control. And both the Nightmares now back to talk to manager Jimmy Hart on the apron. And Hart is explaining the finer points of wrestling. I think he probably told him, if you brought a chain with you, use it.
That's my limit. From
That's
now on,
it.
baby, we get tough from now on. That's
Okay, we're looking for it, Jim. Boy, hasn't this rock and roll team improved since they first started together, Dave?
Boy, they sure have. They were good together when they first got together, but the teamwork, able to anticipate the other's moves, just really a fine team. You got to anticipate stuff like that, too, when you're going against the Jimmy Hart team.
Now let me say it, a double team.
Nice move, Jimmy.
Nightmare number 2. Coming up and down on the left arm. Robert Gibson. 4 minutes gone.
Almost had the tag, Dave, but he didn't get it.
Nightmare kept him away from the tag. Smart move by the Nightmare. Ooh, boy, he hooked that arm back, dropped Robert down to the mat. You get an arm broken that way as he snapped that arm, holding it up in the air.
I thought he was going to force the hammer to where he was going to roll and take him down, maybe go for a cover. Boy, he leaped back. Oh, look at this.
Missed drop kick by Robert as the Nightmare hung on, flipped him into the turnbuckles, and Robert hanging on the ropes. Rick Morton trying to get in to help him out, but referee sends him back. Tag made for the Nightmares.
That's just the way the tide can turn on you, as that one little thing over here at the rope.
I think the little pep talk did some good, huh?
Well, the match isn't over, Jimmy. Just stay with it.
You call me the Bear Bryant of professional wrestling, huh? Managing football players, everything, baby.
Tell you the bear something.
The Nightmares have created a weakness as they've hurt Robert's left arm, and they are working on it. 5.5 minutes into the action, the Nightmares, after a turn, have... Whoa! Stand by. Robert Gibson trying to take control of the match back for the Rock and Roll Express. He rolls to the corner and tags Rick Morton. Boy, they needed that. Nightmare into the ropes. Oh, another mistake. Second one in the match by Rock and Roll Express, and the Nightmares capitalize as Rick was in the air, missed that drop kick by a country mile.
Are you impressed, Timmy? Are you impressed?
Yeah, Jim.
Rick Morton slammed into the turnbuckle. What a Nightmare, ferocious. We're a little over 6 minutes into it.
You know, baby, like I said before, I'm going for youth in the family. No more old men. I hate old clothes, I hate old cars, and I hate old people, baby. Look at this. Youth, baby. Youth. That's the future of professional wrestling.
That's the charm of Jimmy Hart you just heard.
Rick Morton took a good swing at the Nightmare, but could not get past him to get to the corner. Oh. Double team. Upper arm by Nightmare number 2 as he drops again on Rick Morton. Covers. 1, 2, a 2 count, 1 count away. The Nightmares were from
Jim.
a win.
Because he was picking his nose and looking at his watch. He hates the family. Calhoun is I cannot win a match with Calhoun refereeing.
good legitimate count, 1, 2, and that's where it was broken. Give the man credit for doing that.
Back on the ropes. The Nightmare. Rick Morton. Rick reversed. He was put into the rope. Down to the mat goes the Nightmare. He tried to put him down with a sunset flip. He did get him down, but could not hold him for the 3 count.
Oh, this has been a great match. We knew it was going to be, and I'll tell you, it goes on. Look at these guys trading the lick.
7.5 minutes into it, and we have had action for the entire 7.5 minutes.
I think we're giving the Rock and Roll Express all they want, huh, baby?
They certainly know they're in a match. We're 8 minutes into it, and it has been back and forth all the way.
Bring on the Southern champions, baby. Beautiful.
Jimmy, it's not over yet. Rick, it may be now, though. Rick Morton really decked hard. Nightmare following it up with a knee. 2!
Oh, 2 count. He was close. Rick to the corner. Here comes Robert. Robert Gibson getting after the Nightmares. He's got one back in the corner. Rick Morton's got the other one. Everybody in the ring. 2 in one corner, 2 in another. Look out, the Nightmare knees Robert in the back from across the way. Now the Nightmares. Oh!
Rosie-do.
Little sudden turn of the wrist. Look out! Savage and Popo in the ring.
Interference. We had the match won. We had the match won. They should be fined $1,000 for interfering on our match. Interference. We had the match won, Russell. Russell, we had the match won. I can't believe this. I cannot believe they interfered in my match. We had the match won. The Nightmares won it, man. They should be fined $1,000. I'm tired of interference. I'm tired of interference, Russell.
Okay, you go protest it and tell Popomania about it.
Savage, out of the ring. Robert Gibson nailed Randy Savage in the back. Now Lanny Popo. Savage headed out of here. There goes Angelo, and followed by Lanny, and Rock and Roll Express still standing. Hands in the air. Yeah, they get the win in the match. The disqualification is going to go against Jimmy Hart and his first family. And, you know, this may be one of the few times you'll ever hear me say that, but Jimmy Hart does have a legitimate complaint there as the Popomania jumped in the ring and cost his team a shot at the win. I don't agree that they necessarily had the match
They didn't have
won.
him beat, no, but they certainly were giving him a whale of a go in there. And there's a case where the interference with him jumping on Rick and Robert was elected to say that the winners by disqualification were Rick and Robert because they were the object of that outside interference.
They were the ones who were attacked from outside, so they get the win.
Through no cause of Jimmy Hart's, but certainly is unfortunate. We had a whale of a match going in there. But boy, I'll tell you, this Popomania, they are some kind of double-aught goofy. Okay, the time on that day
8 minutes, 46 seconds.
8:46, and what was a great match going until outside interference. We're going to take time out, check our time, and we're going to be back in just a moment. Oh, yes, Tuesday night, Louisville Gardens. Man, what a night of action it's going to be, including Popomania against the Rock and Roll Express football match with Michelochik and Neidhart nose to nose. And then you're going to see an international heavyweight title match when Tommy Wildfire Rich defends against King Kong Bundy. They just don't get any bigger than Bundy does, Tommy.
You know, they certainly don't. First of all, I'd like to thank all the people there in Louisville for getting behind me last week. We won another belt, you know. Bundy, you've come in, you've been all over the country. You got a big reputation. You're a big man. But you know that old saying, where there's a will, there's a way. And Tommy Rich has got the will. So I know in Louisville, Kentucky, Bundy, I'm going to find a way. I'm going to beat you right now. I ain't going to have to run from you. I might run for a little while, get you good and tired. But when I get you tired, you're going to be all mine right there in Louisville, Kentucky.
He's on a roll, I'll tell you. This Tommy Wildfire Rich is. Be looking forward to that match. Jerry, you got a match coming up with Rick Rude that is a lash match. Loser gets 10 lashes. Rude's already said when he beats you to a pulp, he's going to turn over to angel and let her whack on you.
Rude has said a lot of things in his day, you know. But that's right. The loser is going to have their hands handcuffed and be handcuffed to the post, and the winner is going to get to give out those 10 lashes. Well, you see, last week, Rick Rude cost me $5,000 because it would have been a piece of cake to last in there with that Bundy. But Rude comes down to the ring. He cost me half the money. So I cost him a title. He's no longer the Southern champion, so he's good and hot. Well, that's the way I want you, Rude. I want you mad. I want you angry, brother. I want you at your best. Because when I get through beating you, they're going to handcuff your skinny little wrist to that post. And I'm not going to give you 10, Rick Rude. I'm only going to give you 5. Because you see, Lance, I'm going to save the other 5 for that pretty little angel. And they're going to strip her back down bare, and she's going to taste that whip for 5 lashes. So come on down there, Rude, because Tuesday night is going to be the greatest night of my life for a change. Because, brother, I got something in store for you that Ajax won't take off.
Oh, I'm going to tell you what. He's got some plans laid out for that match. Tuesday night, all of it happens right there in the Gardens.
Ooh, we had bodies flying over desk. We had people bouncing.